Monroe County Clerk Nicole Brown says early voting is the best way to make Election Day lines a little bit shorter. The potential new law, however, would ban any cell phone use that's not hands-free. Almanza's room is just 14 feet by 12 feet. The intersection behind me here at 56th and Grant has been shut down for almost 9 hours. Just yesterday, IPS announced that school would be 100% virtual until the school board decides it's safe for kids to come back. Block after block, downtown businesses are boarded up, but that's not stopping DR Barbershop from opening. Over the years, IU has added more and more vegan and vegetarian items to their menus. Doctors say heading to a pharmacy or to a doctor's office to get a flu shot this year is especially important. Tina and Lauren Smith were an active couple with a love for motorcycles. But while they were out on a ride in August, their lives changed forever.
I saw her look up and she said, "Watch out." And as soon as she said, "Watch out," I was hit, and then everything went black.
A distracted driver hit the couple as they were pulled over on the side of the road. The accident claimed both of their left legs.
Just getting dressed. You have to loop your prosthetic through one pants leg and then your real leg through the other, and that's sometimes it's hard.
I think we need people to see what can happen if you're distracted driving and you hit somebody.
And now they're using their experience to bring attention to a bill currently moving through the Indiana legislature. Current Indiana law bans texting while driving, but it doesn't specifically ban using social media or taking phone calls. The potential new law, however, would ban any cell phone use that's not hands-free.
They said, will you testify in front of the legislature? Absolutely. Anything we can do to get our story out, we'll do it.
While they learn to adapt to their new life, they hope to prevent anyone else from facing the same trauma.
So we want people to see, if you're distracted, whether it's you're on your cell phone, you're eating, you're putting a drink down, whatever it is, what the impact of your decision can be. And that's, you can, harm somebody for the rest of their lives or take a life.
That bill passed the Indiana House, but is now waiting for a vote in the Senate, where Tina and Lauren actually testified just this Tuesday. If it passes and Governor Holcomb signs it, it would go into effect on July 1st.
So did they think that the bill would pass?
Yeah, so the bill actually passed the House 86-10, so Tina and Lauren told me they're pretty confident that it's going to make its way to the governor's desk. While COVID rates are low on campus and in Monroe County compared to last month, it seems that some people are letting their guard down. After we found some social media video of large crowds of people not social distancing or wearing masks in a downtown bar, we decided to look into enforcement rules ourselves. Signs like these line the streets of downtown Bloomington. And while the rules are posted on doors, they're not always enforced. Take this cell phone video captured just over a week ago at the Bluebird Bar, for example. Few masks in sight and almost no social distancing. It's a phenomenon that Monroe County Health Administrator Penny Caudle says is a real problem.
We are concerned anytime that we see people not complying with the regulations, and it is on the business to bring their patrons into compliance, but it is also an individual responsibility for each of us to be complying with those regulations.
Under current regulations, businesses in Monroe County are required to enforce masking and social distancing. But how easy is that in a college town? Nick's English Hut General Manager Pete Michaelitis says it often requires gentle reminders by staff members.
This is still a bar and restaurant, and as such, it's a social gathering, and so people tend to want to mingle and do things that are against regulations for the health board.
Certainly, people have told us that it is a challenge for them. It is difficult, and one of the reasons that we put in that earlier close time was related to that, right? The longer that people are there, the more non-compliance that we tend to see.
And while cases continue to fall in Monroe County and across the country, these signs will be up for a while longer. Caudle says it's important for people to keep their mask on and their guard up. We reached out to the Bluebird Bar several times to get their perspective on the videos and the Monroe County regulations, but we haven't heard anything back. The Monroe County Health Department didn't want to comment specifically on those videos, while they continue to look into them. We spoke to Ashley Robertson today, who's trying to teach her kids at home and run a daycare at the same time. But she said she decided her kids would do e-learning even before it was mandatory. Ashley Robertson is a single mom whose house is a daycare and a school these days.
This is hard on a lot of levels for everyone.
That's because Indianapolis public schools will be online only until at least October. As a former teacher herself, she knows what it's like to teach kids from home.
Any teacher will tell you that teaching your own children is a million times harder than teaching someone else's child.
Robertson's home is filled with books, paintings, and toys. It's a kid's wonderland. But in the middle of a pandemic, she's had to make some hard decisions about moving forward.
I know the realities of what it's like to run a classroom. A teacher needs a face in order to run a classroom.
With all the precautions schools plan to take, she knew immediately it was better for her kids to be at home, even if it means cutting her business in half.
I very much prioritize my kids' education. And so I've made the choice to not be stressed about it and to be stressed about money instead.
While she works out of her home anyway, she understands that not all parents do. That's why she hopes parents will take turns staying home with kids in pods.
If one day a week you can commit to taking 8 to 10 kids into your house, but then you get a life to actually work 5 of those other 6 days, it's a really possible way of working together.
But she's hoping that soon kids will get back to school with their friends and be able to see their teachers' faces without masks.
All those little smiles that you get of encouragement for saying the right answer, that's what pushes you on to keep trying and do better. And without those smiles, what's going to be there?
Just yesterday, IPS announced that school would be 100% virtual until the school board decides it's safe for kids to come back. At IPS headquarters, Andrew Lamparski, WishTV, wishtv.com, and be sure to follow us on Facebook.